Good morning, all you Loganites out there. Today we're doing something different. I'm starting Logan's Laboratory podcast. What you're going to see today is a dry run that I did with a good friend of mine. His name, well, I'm not going to say his name. I'm going to save that for the end. I've known him for 10 years. We met through Boy Scouting. We worked at Chick-fil-A together. We were in the lodge together. I did the dry run just to see how I'd like it, because I really do like the podcast medium. It's fun, it's lax, I feel like you get cool stories out of it. I listen to podcasts all the time, I really enjoy it, so I want to try it out. So it's Adam Carr. I'll get better, I promise. Adam Carr, me and him tried it out together. We did like a podcast style interview, and I enjoyed it, man. So I've known him for 10 years, okay? I know a lot about him, a lot more than I really want to. But he still had stories I'd never heard about. It was like, because I had a camera and we were recording, he kind of performed a little bit. And you can tell that he was had like his fake like lodge chief voice on at the beginning. However, when he lets it go and he opens up a little bit more, it is awesome, y'all. It really is. I enjoyed it. I'm going to keep doing more. And Logan's Laboratory podcast. Oh, no, that's not it. That's not going to start it. Let's welcome to the stage, Mr. Adam Carr. Here, eat like you were.
Yeah. Don't put this in video for the love of God.
Alright, that works for me.
Okay.
I can't complain about that.
Okay.
I just don't ever know how it's going to turn out, you know? I need a better camera, though.
I don't think that this suits you, man. This is
It suits me for now. I think
this is a working environment.
So this would be like my official first podcast type of video.
Okay.
Okay. So I told you, I'm not really trying anything out new this year, or not doing anything specifically, but I might want to try to start a podcast.
Okay. So how long are you making this first podcast of yours? As long as
I have no idea. I have no idea. Depends on what we want to talk about. No expectations, nothing.
Yeah. What happened to work today? Or did you not work today?
I don't work today.
Okay, well, that was a terrible beginning to this podcast.
That's all right. Did you work today?
I did. This is not interesting whatsoever, but I now have to send a new report to my senior manager every day about what I did during the day, and so is my entire group. And we all simultaneously texted each other, but fuck this, we don't want to do this. This sounds terrible. Why are we sending reports in, man?
That's it?
That's it. Look, it wasn't that interesting. My job gets more boring by the day, I feel like. I feel like I'm just an old curmudgeon.
An old curmudgeon?
Yeah. Curmudgeon.
All right, so tell everybody out there what you do.
Okay.
What do you do for a living?
What do I do for a living? I work for FedEx Freight. I work in international and regulatory, which is kind of side by side with legal. My job is to ship containers to Puerto Rico, Alaska, and Hawaii full of FedEx Freight goods.
Okay. Is that kind of like customs agent?
No, that's what I did before what I did now.
Okay.
I did...
completely different than being a customs agent.
Yes, I did FDA and DEA clearance. Specifically, I did stuff that was detained by them. I did that for FedEx. So I got to saw all the illegal narcotics and stuff coming into the States.
You got to sell them or see them?
I got to see them. And then my favorite thing that ever got detained was 100 penis pumps from China. And I remember getting the notice in the mail, because that's how they came. They came directly from the office to us.
Really?
And I opened it up, and I went to Tamika, who's the girl who worked with me. I said, Tamika, there's a bunch of dick pumps down at the hub.
That's what you told her?
Yeah, because we were cool like that. But it kind of, although they were penis rings. That's what they were.
Oh, okay, not the pumps.
No, they weren't pumps. They were cock rings.
How do you like the chicken?
It's pretty good, man.
Okay.
What do you think?
I think I use a little bit more salt.
Yeah.
But I like hypertension.
Oh.
Anyways, you got the penis pumps, penis rings. What's been your second favorite thing you found?
The second favorite thing I found?
No, you don't find it, though.
No, they opened it up during random searches. Was probably this woman tried to smuggle in a shit ton, a lot of Xanax from one of the Caribbean states. I don't remember which one it was. But I mean, it was pretty evident when it came in. She was trying to claim it as like prescription Tylenol.
Mm-hmm.
But it was pretty evident once you opened the box that it was Xanax, and it was a lot. I mean, it was at least like 4 or 5 pounds worth of Xanax in a plastic bag. And she was like, no, I got a prescription for that down there. I was like, okay, bring it.
Was it in a personal bag or like a box?
It was in a box.
Mm.
Because I don't think she would have been able to go through customs with that. I thought she'd say, I'll ship it myself. It'd be better off that way.
Yeah. Which makes total sense. Until you get caught.
Exactly. But I used to work with kind of the bigger companies around like Pfizer, Medtronic, and stuff like that, and stuff they'd bring in. I'd help them out when something went awry. There were some cool cats.
Did you get caught on a random search or just...
Yeah, they're all random.
There's no scheduled searches?
No. They literally walk in and say, I want this box, this box, and this box.
Okay.
And they'll open them up.
There's no rhyme or reason?
No.
Okay.
They'll open them up, and then they'll seal them back with FDA tape saying this has been searched. So if you get your box, you know someone's gone through it.
Okay.
And then U.S. Fish and Wildlife will do the same thing, but the thing about U.S. Fish and Wildlife is if they catch you messing up, they'll come to your door. Because they don't, the animal trade's real bad, and they're trying to nip it in the bud as much as possible.
Okay. Specifically in Tennessee, or just because we're a major hub?
Well, Memphis is the major hub. There's 3 major hubs in the United States for FedEx. There's Indianapolis, there's Newark / Buffalo, and there's Memphis.
Mm-hmm.
And then you also have kind of auxiliary ports like Oakland, California, and Anchorage.
And those are other,
Those are your crap going over from China. Which has been really kind of dumbed down, just because of all the trade laws coming around.
Right. So now, do we, where do we get most of our animals like that from? Is it from China or just from, South America?
No, not at all. It's actually from Europe.
Really?
I mean, they're mainly pelts and furs, is what you got to understand. A lot of shit comes from Italy.
Illegally?
No. I mean, a lot of the legal stuff, the Balkan states and the eastern kind of side of Europe, they'll raise mink, kill it, and send it over here. So, designers can make mink suits or furs and whatever the fuck they want to do with it.
Yeah.
Italy does a ton of leather. I mean, a ton.
Yeah. But that's all legal.
Yeah. But the illegal stuff is actually probably channeled through China the most. They'll try to get away with sending mink eyelashes. They'll say it's fake. And they can test it and prove it's real. I don't know if you've ever seen the beauty ads for specifically African American salons.
Yeah.
Not to get politically correct on this. Where they'll advertise lash extensions. That's all mink.
I know
That's
that.
all real hair. And they'll try to import it.
Now, is it mink hair or mink eyelashes?
It's mink hair.
Okay.
So it's like the
It's not like
singular
they're
thread
legit.
of hair.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, that shit's so expensive. So most of that shit comes in from Europe.
Yeah, the good stuff comes in from Europe.
I would think, I don't know why I would think South America. I feel like over there down there you just have more,
Crocodiles.
well, crocodiles, but more openness to be able to
Well, no, I'm
grow
saying
this
there's
stuff.
more reptiles down there. That's what you get shipped up here.
Mm.
You have to, certain states, is Venezuela the one we're currently kind of not happy with?
I have no idea.
Okay, it's either Venezuela or Colombia. I don't remember which one. But if you import anything from Venezuela, you have to have your ID on file.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, because the drug trade's so big down there.
I get it. You know. If I could ship a pound of Peruvian marching powder, I would. For sure. Which, I think it's actually legal in Peru. Under a gram of coke is legal in Peru.
I believe that. I didn't believe it's legal in Colombia.
Is it really?
I think it is.
Are you sure?
Have you talked to your Loganites about your trip to...
Or not?
Okay.
Nope. Have not.
Well, that'll be another car ride, I guess.
That'll be something. Maybe. Maybe one day.
Maybe a reenactment.
Oh, exactly. Costa Rica was a lot of fun. So,
That's where you were.
so we met in Boy Scouts, right?
Yeah, so
What
we
year? We met in 2010?
Yeah, it's been about 10 years. I wasn't driving yet. I remember that. So I had to be about 15, and you were 15, since we're a month apart in age.
Mm-hmm.
And I met you at an OA event. I believe it was Spring Ordeal is when I met you.
Yeah.
And that's also when we met our other friend, Ben. I think we all three met at the same time there. And then you eventually brought JJ along after the fact.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember that first time meeting you at Spring Ordeal and Ben, that I did not care for Ben. I love Ben to death now.
Mm-hmm.
But I think then Ben needed a shower.
All right. No, I agree. I totally agree. I mean, this is also the friend that didn't wear deodorant for like 5 years and we just didn't know it. It took time and attention and loving and caring.
And sharing a bathroom.
For me to realize that he isn't wearing deodorant.
There's only one stick of deodorant in the cabinet.
And like, how does this happen? Like, why do you smell so... Like, I get it. Some people's BO is just a little bit worse than the others, but how do you specifically smell so bad?
Yeah.
He doesn't anymore, and I love him.
No, he doesn't. And at the time, he was a tree climber, to his credit, and he worked very hard.
He was 12 hours a day out in the sun. I mean, what else can you do?
Yeah.
But smell bad.
And he also wanted to be a reptile tamer. That's what he wanted to be when he grew up.
A herpetologist. It's nothing to do with herpes.
Yeah. Wow.
Well, he said that one time, and I was like, "Man, I'm doing herpes?" I was like, "No." Bad jokes.
Fast Times at Fairmont High.
I don't even know what that is.
Never mind. That went over your head. Straight over your head. No, we met at a Spring Ordeal, and then me and you kept up because we went to the same meetings on that church in Cordova. Those OA meetings.
Yeah.
You were the chapter chief at the time. You were driving this really bad Nissan red pickup truck.
Mm-hmm.
That was a manual. And I remember I would hear you screeching down Germantown Parkway pulling into the church.
Yes, I would. I used to burn a lot of rubber in that truck.
I know. I remember one time we were working together at Chick-fil-A, and you came in, you were so excited, and you told Adam, I just chromed the bottom of my truck. I was like, what do you mean you chromed it?
Oh, like the front bumper?
No, the underneath, Logan. You chromed it. I remember you showing me.
Did a lot to that truck, though.
Yeah.
I put that truck through hell and high water. I really did.
You gonna find another one for us?
God, no. No, man. Like,
Loganites are never going to have the Logan experience of you lighting a cigarette in the driver's seat while the passenger has to drive.
No, not quite. So, I mean, when I hit... So, I hit the first deer.
Yeah.
Well, I hit a second deer, too.
I remember the second one's what killed it.
So, the second one's what killed it. So, like, when I hit the second deer, I remember when I hit it, I pulled up, I hit it, boom. And we were coming back from hunting. I hit it, boom. And I knew exactly what had happened. Exactly what had happened as soon as it hit.
It's ironic you were hunting and then deer was hunting you.
Yeah, I had one in the back of the truck and then I hit one.
Okay, so that was revenge.
Yeah. So I hit it. I knew exactly what happened. I got out, and as soon as I did it, I was mad. I mean, I was just ready. I haven't been that angry that quick in a very long time. So I got out and just freaking radiator fluid is just pouring all over the ground. All the shit's bent in. I hear the fan like cook. I was like, son of a bitch. I've already been through this once. Where's that damn deer? So I picked up the deer, threw it in the back of the truck, took it to the processor.
Oh, so it was dead.
Oh, it was dead. It was dead.
I didn't know you just knocked it out for a minute.
No, dude, that thing was so dead. Well, anyways, I threw it in the back of the truck, took it to get it to the processor.
In the same truck? Or did you switch?
No, so I did switch.
Okay, I was like, that was impressive.
I drove the truck home, and then I did get a new car, or a different car, and take both deer over to the processor. That's how that truck died, man. What was the nickname of that truck?
I don't know. I always called it Old Red.
Well, it was not Old Red.
Reminds me of that Blank Shelton song about the dog.
I didn't like that.
You didn't? Okay.
That's why I was like, it's not Old Red.
Okay. I don't remember. I remember the next car, though, was I think it was the Caddy. And one of my favorite things we ever did the Caddy was you took me up to, I think, winter camp one year. Mm-hmm. Me, you, and Caleb all were together in the Caddy. And I remember we got lost. It was, I guess, like your usual, we're 5 miles off. I mean, we were
2
like
hours.
Yeah, we were like 2 hours.
It was like an extra 2 hours out of the way.
Like we were just.
I was very angry.
We were just below like St. Louis at that point.
Yeah, right. Like, what were we doing?
And then I remember you just happened to like look on your phone and see that there's an interstate that ran to like Mountain Home or something.
Yeah, or like a highway that was like straight that direction.
Yeah. And the next thing I know, we're going 110 on this like 2-lane highway road next to some corn and some soybeans.
It was awesome.
I don't know how we got there, but we arrived there like less than an hour later.
It was awesome. It was really awesome. I did enjoy that. But it's an 88 Caddy Coupe de Ville, man. You're just like, you feel like Snoop Dogg when you're driving.
Yeah.
It's a land yacht. The seats go like all the way
The
back.
bitches did go all the way back.
I mean, it is a super cool car.
We just needed a Colt 45 and 2 zigzags and called it a day.
Man. That's all we freaking needed.
We had the song, just not the materials.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I'll look at your face and think about all that rope you stole from me one summer.
I stole rope from you?
Do you not remember this?
No, I don't remember this.
We were working at the scout camp together.
Okay.
And it was the staff weeks where we were putting up our areas.
Okay.
And you...
Give me a year that this happened.
Okay, it was 20... God, it's probably 18. So it's 2013.
Okay, so 2013. Okay, so we've been there for like 3 summers, 2 summers.
3 summers. This is my 3rd summer.
Okay.
And I remember that I was setting up my area, and I had to help out on the other side of the camp because they were slow and dragging ass. And so I came back to my area one day, and all my rope was gone. I mean, I had pounds and pounds.
Oh, like the twine?
No, not the twine. I'm talking about like good manila rope.
Put this hand down. You're fucking up with the camera, man.
All right, man. No.
Look.
I don't want to look at
all the people at you gotta look more kind of toward the camera sometime.
Okay.
Okay. Help me out here.
Okay. Well, shit, I didn't know, man.
All right,
That's a podcast.
It's both. So you got.
Okay.
See, so
no, this feels impersonal. I'm yelling.
No,
at the camera.
it's not impersonal. You're talking to the people. That's the thing.
Okay.
You're talking to me and you're talking to the people at the same time. It's like the third person in the room. So I steal the twine, or you don't know that I stole the twine.
No,
I don't even remember that I stole the twine. Number one, to begin with in the story.
I remember because I accused you of it, and you had a shit-eating grin. And it made me mad because I walked down to the waterfront and all of my rope is there. And mind you, we're in the middle of like kind of the mountain wilderness of Hardy, Arkansas.
Okay.
So this is not a plentiful supplies point for any sort of materials whatsoever.
That's a point.
And I needed this the very next day to teach some campers with. And I had to go down to your waterfront area and cut rope from your tents in order to teach my campers the next day. And I remember you got mad at me for doing it because I knocked over one of your tents that had my rope in it.
I don't believe it. It's
I
blasphemy. What do you call that? Stolen valor?
Stolen valor?
Yeah.
You didn't steal my valor.
Well, you stole my rope.
Well,
I think it's
just enough to hang myself with, I guess.
I mean, I think it's basically the same thing, right? Like, it's like when you're not in the military and then you wear the military uniform and you walk into Kroger to get free shit.
People used to do that at Lowe's. I worked at Lowe's.
Are you serious?
Yes,
to
absolutely.
get the discounts?
Hell yes, they would.
Like, you could obviously tell they're not in the military.
That fat fucker was not.
He did not pass his PT test.
No, he did not. But that was working in retail for you, man. People do anything for a discount. This is what they do.
I mean, I do anything for discount. Now, when this person with the military uniform would walk in, can you call them on their BS? Are you allowed to call them on their BS?
No, I think it's kind of just like a an unspoken. I don't know how to phrase this. Like you're either a man of your word or you're not, sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so I could tell when you pulled up in your beat up pickup truck and parked it right outside my forklift, so that I can't move, that your fat ass probably isn't in the military because you're in a no parking zone.
Yeah. And then they still get their discount.
Yeah, it's a sad thing. People do anything to get $8 off concrete.
But I feel like those jobs that you have, like them, make you a better person moving forward.
What you mean, like your crappy like retail and restaurant?
Yeah.
I think they do. I think they expose you to society as a whole.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people lack that experience, especially those who kind of sprung up real fast.
Mm-hmm.
They don't understand what they have or what they were given.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. You didn't earn it. You don't
understand what the situation is.
No, and you don't respect it. It's simple as that.
Yeah.
I mean, were you given your first car?
I was.
Okay, so you're giving, or I should ask him, which did you earn? Did you buy your first car?
I did not buy my first car. That being said, I was given it, but I've had it ever since. I've paid for all the maintenance on it. I've paid for every damn thing I've done to that poor car. So I've definitely spent money into it that would equate to basically buying a car at this point.
Do you feel like it's different, though, having to buy your first car?
Yes. I feel like it feels like you earn it more.
Okay.
Yeah. Were you given your first car?
No.
Yeah.
Well, so that's the tricky part, because I was, in a way.
Okay.
Because I was allowed to drive the backup car.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, the Saturn or the Caddy or whatever the backup car was at the time, I was allowed to drive it. So I was able to use that car, I mean, not necessarily on the schedule that I wanted to,
Yeah.
but I was able to use that car to get myself to work to save up for the Nissan.
Yeah.
So it's like, I wasn't given a car, but still I had a leg up. You know, it's like how we talk about, like, privilege. Like, that's a privilege. That is a privilege. That's a privilege is a privilege.
Yeah.
It's simple as that. So, like, I've come across where a lot of people are like, well, I came from nothing. I pulled myself up by my bootstraps. Did you, though? Because I didn't. And I came from, like, rural. Like, I didn't have much, but it still wasn't all on me.
I feel like unless you came from an orphanage, you didn't really pull yourself up by your bootstraps at this point.
And even then, you were dependent on the government for housing and food. I mean, you have to be as a child. You're dependent on someone. It's like the people who are legit street rats.
Yeah. I mean, unless you were a coal miner, you know, in the 1920s, I believe you came up from your bootstraps.
Okay, you worked hard.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you didn't work hard, even if you didn't.
Oh, that's very true.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? I don't know, I just feel like it's... A lot of people take for granted what we have in this country. Because, like, you go to Costa Rica. Their healthcare, they don't give any pain meds to put a bone back into place. They don't do any of that shit.
What do they do?
So...
Is it alcohol still?
No. So, number one, they use plaster casts, but they make their plaster out of eggs and flour and stuff.
Oh, wow.
So we use plaster casts here in the U.S.
Yeah.
But we do it up north. It takes more skill and longer to put on, but it's stronger and lighter.
Yeah.
Than the fiberglass.
Yeah, I agree with that.
All right. So it's acceptable practice, right? However, though, when I was down there with the nursing school and stuff, this lady, it was a German lady, she broke her wrist. She comes into the ED, okay? We just happened to be touring the hospital at the time. She comes to the ED, she gets signed in, checked in, they tell her what it's going to cost. She pays it. Within 20 minutes of walking in, she gets taken back to, like, an operating room, their trauma room.
Yeah.
It's a bigger room with some, like, maybe a mobile x-ray, maybe not, I don't really remember.
Okay.
But it's like a trauma room.
Okay.
They walk back there, and the nurse, it's the nurse that did it, got all of his supplies together. You know, he made his little stuff for the cast, had his rolls of casting material, and then gets her to lay down. And I mean, it's an obvious deformity of the wrist, so it's like a pow, 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 okay?
Ooh. Yeah.
So they do one x-ray before, and he goes, okay, this is how I'm going to have to manipulate it. Then he he asks her permission and gets all of us nursing students back there, okay? And he literally, like, takes the arm, and he goes, are you ready? Yeah, bad accent, but that's what he says, okay? I know, right?
Spanish at all.
whatever he said.
Yeah.
Like, are you ready? She goes, yeah. And he takes his leg and he flips it up over. So now he's standing like this with the leg between his legs, okay? Or the arm between his legs. And then he goes, here it goes. Cow! Okay? And pops it into place.
Shit.
All right? And, like, the color on this woman's face went from, like, ours to just blank ghost white. Like, so much pain, she didn't know what to do, right? And then, like, 30 seconds later, she caught her breath and was like, oh, my God! And he, by that time, he's already starting to wrap it up with the plaster.
Yeah, I'm about to say, he knows it's a time.
He's already halfway done wrapping up a plaster. Finished wrapping up a plaster. Tells her, doesn't do any more x-rays to make sure it's in proper place. Tells her, on your way home, pick up some Tylenol and ibuprofen, start with the ibuprofen, and then follow with the Tylenol. Sign out at the door.
Damn.
That's it. That's their health.
I feel like I'd rather be drunk.
Like, I have mixed feelings about it because, on one hand, I think that's a great use of resources. You don't have many resources.
But isn't codeine legal down there? Why wouldn't they just give her...
I mean, codeine is legal.
Yeah.
Codeine is legal, like over-the-counter legal.
Yeah.
But they didn't give her fentanyl, Versed, morphine, anything. They just said, all right.
Well, what do you give the minors?
Tylenol. Oh, when we do it, like in the hospital? So we do so we knock them out.
That's what I thought.
We don't even do pain meds. We knock them out with like ketamine.
Oh.
Ketamine or propofol. It's a moderate sedation. It knocks you out mentally, but it still keeps your respiratory drive.
Yeah.
So, like, I get it, but so when we do it, we have to have 2 doctors, a nurse, and an ED tech to make all that happen. The doctor that's in charge of the sedation.
Yeah, the special K.
The special K,
Yeah.
Legit special K. Their only job is is giving the special K and then making sure that you're still breathing.
Yeah.
My only job is to make sure you're also still breathing, that your blood pressure is good, your heart rate's good, everything's good. That's my only job. Okay. I'm not even supposed to help do the ortho stuff. The ortho doctor and the EDT, their only job is to fix the bone. Once they get the thumbs up that the patient's sedated, fix the bone, cast the bone, be done with the bone. So you got 4 people in the room for like 30 minutes versus 1 person for like 10. And that's not
that does say some efficiency right there.
Right. Like you gotta give credit where credit is due.
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive. And so like that doesn't even count the pharmacist. That doesn't even count the medications that you give. That's just the labor of right then and there. Doesn't count setting up the room with all the stuff because you have to have all the monitoring stuff. You use all your stickers. You just fucking put the bone back in place. I mean, that's pretty efficient.
They teabag your arm and go to town.
Dude, and you know what? What's funny? He didn't have to do that. I've seen so many sedations where at no point no one swings their leg over the person and puts their arm in between right in their groin and then makes a big show out of it. He was doing it for all the nursing students because I knew it was going to happen. Okay, I didn't know my first time I saw it, but then I had some experience. I knew it was going to happen, and that dude had such a shit-eating grin on his face. He was like, "Oh yeah, this is going to be good." Like he knew what he was doing.
Why are you having a Dutch accent for this poor?
I don't know. I don't have any good accents.
I guess not.
Do an accent.
I don't have any accents.
Oh, really?
I know I do, but I don't
do British. Do a British. Come on. Come on, do it British.
No, I haven't done this since I was single.
I'm British.
I love your interpretation.
Come on, I'm British.
Come on, I'm British. That's what you sound like.
Just a little British.
Yes. Why are you Cockney? That's what you are. You're not even
Cockney?
British.
I mean, I'm trying. Like, no, Cockney is a form of British.
No. Yeah, but it's like the redneck British.
It's like, I think it's like what they made up for TV.
Oh, is it?
I think so. I saw it on like a.
I guess
podcast
imagine
or
some poor downtrodden lad.
I know that's what they want you to think of, but
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it was made up for TV, like all the shorthands. A governor. I don't know.
Was all the bad teeth for TV too?
I'm sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, I don't know. I didn't look.
I don't know either, man.
All the Brits that I've met have really good teeth, and they're usually pretty hot. All right, British accent. Come on.
I don't want to do it.
Oh, come on, Adam. Come on.
I've done this for so long. So, it used to be something like this.
Oh, go for it.
Yeah. No, I'm doing it right now. So.
Barely.
Well, I don't want to be Cockney. It used to come off way more Australian. I haven't done it in forever. Man, I haven't done it since I was single.
I would love to do. Wow, that's been a while too.
I know, right?
I would love to get like a good Aussie accent. Like I love the Aussies. Man.
Yeah, that's
I do.
That's Siri, man.
That's what?
That's my Siri.
Is it really?
Yeah. It's like, guide me to Knoxville, you Aussie bitch.
What if you named your Siri?
I haven't. Oh, you mean like, was it called me? Or what is
Both.
So at one point it was Big Sexy.
Really?
Yeah.
I like it when you call me. I would like Big Papa. I think.
Okay, so that'd be good too.
Yeah. But hey, how does she say it? Oi, Big Sexy. No, that's still British. You said Aussie.
Oi.
Oi. Bloody hell.
Bloody hell. It's bloody hell.
What do you call her? What does she call you?
It's just, I just yell, "Hey Siri" these days.
Okay, you don't need.
Because when you settle down with someone, you have to get rid of some of the fun stuff you used to do when you were single, that no one's really seeing or hearing except for like your man friends.
Okay.
But when you get into like a committed relationship, you start having kids, You're like, I don't know.
Wait, you don't have kids yet.
All right, well, I'm having a child.
You're in the process.
Yeah.
You're baking that little man right
now. It
now.
is in the oven.
The bun's in the oven.
But yeah, you start having to get rid of sort of the like weird things you did in college and in high school. Because they're embarrassing and you don't want people to know about them.
Do you, or are you changing?
No, I'm fully embarrassed.
Oh, okay.
I mean, like, if it was just me and you in the car, I would own it like a motherfucker.
But now it's like...
But now it's like, if I gotta drive my fiance and her sister somewhere.
Now you have to, like, own up
Now I don't want, like, that to be the talk of the town.
Yeah. Did you hear what Adam called his Siri? He called it, you dirty little girl. Okay. Can you imagine? Hey, dirty little girl, take me to your best friend's house. Take me to your
That's a song.
That is a song.
Yeah.
I couldn't think of anything better. I haven't named mine yet. I got the new phone.
Yeah.
And it's
what is yours called? You don't have Alexa. You have something else.
It's called Bixby on this phone.
Bixby?
Oh. No, stop. Stop it.
He was responding to us.
Alright, there we go.
Well, that poor bastard's listening all the time.
I know, right? I don't like that.
So why do you have a English man's name on your phone?
I don't know if the name that I just said is an English man's name.
I like how we can't say the name now.
I know, right?
We know it's going to pop back up. I feel like it is. I feel like that word is something you would name your, like, sheepdog.
Okay. I can see that.
Yeah.
I can kind of see that.
Or it's like just a
Is it
character
like,
on
Is it like
Clifford.
your sheepdog in Europe or your sheepdog here?
Not like a lab or something here, or border collie.
Would you name that here in the States, though? Or would you name it...
No, I've not heard that name.
I feel like the dog's name here would be Dog.
Yeah. Or Mutt.
Yeah. Like, what... I think... Isn't that... What was the... What's that dog that died? Boys in the Well.
Lassie?
Lassie! I'm glad you got it.
You boy in the well gave it away. Lassie. I feel bad for Lassie sometimes, right? Yeah. I feel like that boy deserved to be in the well, and Lassie did not need to be put down.
So, alright.
I feel like if you fall in the well, this is not an everyday occurrence.
Okay.
Like, you raise the dumb fuck, let the nature do what it does.
So, alright, so real talk, I've never actually watched Lassie.
I never have either.
Okay, well, I don't even know the story. I just know a boy in a well and a dog died.
Okay, well, I think that's
a
all
dog
you need
named
to know.
Lassie.
That's how I feel about Gone with the Wind sometimes.
I still haven't ever seen that.
Frankly, my dear, I will give a damn.
That's
a famous quote from it. That's all you need to know, and you can move on with your life.
No, back it up, because it's like Lord of the Flies was actually, like, I've never read the book, but you always say, oh, this is going to be another Lord of the Flies situation.
A bunch of children on an island?
I didn't know that. So a bunch of children on an island, and in the book, they, like, go crazy and, like, kill each other, right?
Yeah, they set up, like, tribes and stuff.
Yeah, so in actuality, the story that was based off of, the boys did not do that. They elected a leader. They basically survived on their own for like 18 months, 20 months.
I think that happened, and I haven't read this story since I was in high school, but I think that happened initially, and then they start segregating into groups.
No, like legitimately.
No, I'm saying that's what happened in the book.
Oh.
Okay, in real life, I have no idea what happened. I didn't even know it was a real story.
Yeah, no, yeah. So like these, I don't know how many, it was like 5 or 6, basically boarding school boys.
Yeah.
Stole a sailboat, which I don't know what happens in the book. But in real life, they stole a sailboat, got lost, and ended up on, like, a small island.
See, it's funny you mentioned Lost, because it's been so long since I've read that book that now I kind of get Lost, the TV show, and Lord of the Flies.
Kind of mixed together.
Yeah. So I was picturing a bunch of British schooling boys on an airplane that crashed into an island, and then shit hit the fan.
Okay.
So it's been a minute.
So back to Lassie, though. Explain Lassie to me.
Okay, so this is another man who's never seen the movie nor read the book.
Really?
Okay.
This is
I
great.
guess admitted this minutes ago.
Okay.
So
I didn't realize you hadn't seen the movie.
My interpretation of Lassie is there's a German family in the Midwest or somewhere in the plains.
Okay.
As well, this is also Little House on the Prairie is getting mixed into this. I'm making this up as I go. And I'm imagining that they're settling down. They brought this dog with them from St. Louis or wherever.
Okay.
Yeah, that seems like a good entrance city to that place.
Okay.
And they were a boomer. They got across the line pretty soon. And what they were doing is they set up shop, and they built a well, and the little fat German boy was like, oh, I'm a fat German boy. It was like, there's chocolate in this well. It's like, thank you, Augustus Gloop. So we're going to go over here. And he goes over, and he's trying to get the bucket out the well. He's like, oh, let me get some chocolate. And he dips the bucket in.
Okay.
And he starts drinking the water, which he thinks is chocolate, because I guess he's, got dysentery. Not
Dysentery.
sedentary. That's not a disease. And I imagine he just goes crazy and falls in the well.
It's not actually chalk on the wall, though.
We don't know that.
We're not sure about anything at this point.
Could be some cocoa in the bottom of the well, making some Nestle.
So he falls in the well.
He falls in the well, and I imagine his father's like, where's my dumb fuck son?
Okay.
You got to bleep all this out for you.
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I don't believe anything out.
Okay.
Like, I tried to at one point, and then...
Yeah, I guess it seems like
so much work. Oh,
okay.
God, no.
But anyways, I imagine the father and mother go looking for the boys, so they're trotting around the plains. There's some high yellow grass around.
Okay.
Perhaps a buffalo or two.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how I imagine this.
All right.
And they go over to a little stone well, and it's got a little wooden hatch over it to keep out the sun and the bugs and
all the
hold the bucket.
nasty stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I pictured that biblical story about Jesus in the well too.
Okay.
It's a lot of elements.
Put it all together.
Yeah.
We've got Lassie, Jesus, and like a German boy with chocolate.
Well, that's
Hitting
coming
all
from
the
Willy
main
Wonka.
topics.
Augustus Gloop. Keep up.
I don't know who that is.
You ever seen Willy Wonka?
Oh, is that the German boy?
And the Chocolate Factory?
No. I know Willy Wonka the Chocolate Factory. No,
Yes, what's the name of the
Who is
German-
Augustus Gloop? He's the
He's the German boy
that goes in the tube.
Yeah, so he gets stuck in the tube, and they're the Oompa Loompas are like this in the back. You not remember this?
No, I do now. I just didn't know his name was Augustus Gloop.
Okay.
I'm impressed that you remember that.
Well, thank you. I know many references.
Okay.
And anyways, they find a boy in the well. He's like, "Oh, the chocolate!" And they fish him out with the rope. They take the bucket off. They throw the rope down there. It's like, tie yourself a 2.5 hitch around your fat ass stomach and cut on up.
Okay.
And I imagine that's what happens. And the dog comes up and licks some of the chocolate off the boy, poisons the dog, and they have to kill the dog.
I'm sorry. I don't think that's how that happened.
It's exactly what happened. I have a historical record.
I have no proof.
Augustus Gloop died in 1843.
I have no proof.
In
Except
Kansas.
We could just go watch the show, but
It's a movie. It seems long.
But Lassie's dead in the end of it. I mean,
It is. I mean, he would be dead by, or she, I guess. Is Lassie a boy name or girl name?
I mean, do we see gender nowadays?
Yes. Yes. I see gender everywhere. Sex is permanent. Gender is not.
What would I do without you?
Be a hardened criminal, I guess.
I guess so, man.
But yeah, the dog eats the chocolate and dies.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that.
And that's why we have Arbor Day.
What about Leif Erikson's Day?
Leif Erikson's Day? Hika Deegan Durgan, first of all.
Happy Leif Erikson's Day.
Yeah. That salty bastard came from Iceland over to Canada to Newfoundland.
Newfoundland?
I don't remember how they say it in
I don't
Canada. It's
either.
not Newfoundland.
No, it's
Newfoundland. Newfoundland.
Finland.
I feel like that's where Trailer Park Boys is filmed. But I could be wrong.
Really? In Canada?
Yeah, they're in Halifax.
Newfoundland or Canada? I'm sorry.
Newfoundland is a province, which is
In
like
Canada.
a state.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Demeaning over here. Mr. Stupid as shit. No, I know that.
Okay.
Not really. I didn't know that.
It's a province in Canada.
I know,
somewhere on the eastern
you've got
side.
Nova Scotia on the east side.
Yeah.
And then you've got, I know the line for two of them is right there at Ontario. Because that's where we went.
Yeah, which would be
jumping.
Ontario, Quebec, I think.
Quebec.
Yeah.
I like Quebec. But if I remember correctly, Ontario is the side where, you've got all the city, all the all the big shit.
That's the capital, Canada.
Okay, and then right across the line,
I think.
Quebec. Oh, so that's the crazy side with guns and hookers and stuff.
and French people who want to secede from the Union.
Yes.
Yeah.
From the Canadian Union?
Yeah, well, it's like the South, but for Canada.
Quebec is?
Yeah.
That's funny. It's funny because they're all parallel, so they all go just as far north and south as each other.
I know.
Isn't that the weirdest thing? It's like just cutting up the... It's just weird, man.
They cut across the geometric lines.
Yeah, so it's like... If one Canadian isn't like Quebec, why? They're like literally to your left. It's like...
I think they just view them as stuck up. I've never been to Canada, but this is my wild assumption on the fact.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's like we don't like Arkansas people. Or, no. We make fun of Arkansas people.
I don't like Arkansas
sometimes. Well, it's an easy joke. It's like, what's good in Arkansas? What's better, the kissing cousins or the meth?
Get off my interstate.
Okay. You feel oddly strong about that.
Okay, so I live on the state line in between Tennessee, Mississippi, and Arkansas. We're all kind of jumbled together where I live. And there is cliques, I've noticed. And I think this is mainly because I live on the state line on a major highway, is that there's just an enormous amount of stupid people coming from the West, which happens to be Arkansas.
Okay.
And it just gunks up the works. I mean, I live in Mississippi, which is not much better than Tennessee. I admit this fully. I mean, we're the second most hated on the tier.
Not much better than Mississippi, or not much better than Tennessee, or not much better than Arkansas?
I'm saying that as if Tennessee, Mississippi, Arkansas is the only operations.
Okay, I can get that.
Okay.
Because Tennessee born, right?
Exactly. If I can move out the state, I will. Mississippi.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. If you could get as cheap real estate in Tennessee, man, it'd be amazing.
I know. If I didn't have to pay income tax, that'd be cool too.
Dude, you're not joking.
Yeah, that's where.
That's one great thing about Tennessee, though.
Yeah. Gotta pay more in gas, though.
Mm-hmm.
Only downside.
You want another beer?
Yes, please.
What do you want?
Whatever you have in the fridge. I don't care.
Thinking about changing it up.
Yeah? What you want to do?
You want a resin?
Yeah, I'm cool with resin. I don't know what the fuck that is, but I'll take it.
It's pretty strong.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you may not like it, but it's worth a try.
What is it? Is it an IPA? It's a...
No, it's an IPA. It's just super strong.
Okay. I mean, I drink stouts usually, so that's fine. Mine's the Yingling I had at our house the other night.
I'm going to open up in here in case we have that.
Yeah. I don't know how you keep doing that.
Oh, no.
You know, that little chocolate boy.
I mean, I'm all about this free beer stuff.
Yeah, this is pretty rad, man. Speaking of free, where is JJ coming to town tomorrow?
I have no idea.
All right.
I have no idea.
This is kind of like some beer promotion too.
Yeah, right? I mean, there's going to be a day. There's going to be a day where I might have more than 12 fans. There will be a day. And when I have those 12 fans, if there's any breweries that want to sponsor me, Memphis made, or, Arkansas, Louisiana, any really. I'm a fan of Abita. I am a fan of all the Memphis stuff. Who's the one in Memphis that I really like?
I love, who makes Gotta Get Up to Get Down?
That's what I'm thinking of. Tiny Bomb.
Yeah, it's them, they have an acorn for the symbol.
Have an acorn?
Yeah, it's an acorn.
You sure?
Yeah, it's, oh man, I used to work right next to them. I can't even remember their names.
Come on, there's like 6 in Memphis now.
I gotta look it up now. Yeah, there is a lot in Memphis.
But I mean, all of them are actually pretty good. The one by La Bonheur is not too bad.
Which one's over in La Bonheur?
There's a one like a mile away from La Bonheur. It's talk about now. Just look at breweries, and then I'll be able to tell you. Is it a list of Memphis breweries?
No, I'm going to though. Okay, apparently this is a song by Ringo Starr. That was absolutely not what I wanted. Wiseacre.
Yeah. Okay. So Wiseacre is not the one right over there by the hospital.
No. No, it is not.
Well, it's like they got like a little cornhole thing. They got a little.
It's like about Laughlin Yard, are you?
No, I'm not talking about Laughlin Yard.
There's Memphis Made. There's Wiseacre, High Cotton, Ghost River, Crosstown.
High Cotton is the one right over there by
and
the
Meddlesome in Grind City, which Now we're getting the beers. I don't really drink that much. I like, I think the brewery's called Sweet Magnolia. They're out of Jackson, Mississippi. They're really good. They have a pecan beer I really like, which I hate nuts.
Yeah, they do sell a lot of that around here.
Yeah.
How do you like the resin?
I don't know. Try it. Every time I look at this, I think it's a Red Bull and vodka.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah, I told you it was stout.
But it's not like a coffee stout. It's like...
It's just stout.
yeah.
It's strong. When I say stout, I meant strong, not like
it
coffee
reminds me
stout.
of like if you got all of like the coffee bitters that are left over inside of the filter,
Yeah.
and then you just dunked them in the beer and let them set for about 7 days,
Yeah.
and then took them out.
It's like almost, it's like 9% by volume.
Yeah, no, it's
stout
It's
in all
heavy.
the ways.
Yeah.
It's stout in all the ways. Like, I'd rather like have like a little shot of this tequila over here.
Yeah, I was looking at that earlier.
I
too.
wonder if we can have some of the tequila.
I don't know. Would that be a dick ass move?
Let me ask first.
Okay. I feel like if we finish the bottle, it'll be the issue.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask
Yeah.
and see if I can.
I mean, pretty sure there's a liquor store within walking distance from here, or there used to be. I don't know if there still is.
Oh, look it up. I mean, would you be willing to go get some tequila?
Dude, I'm free till Sunday.
Are you really?
I have to go home and finish sanding my table and chairs. But like, I
Oh.
mean, shit, I ain't doing no. And unless JJ stays in my house, which I doubt he will. Oh. Yeah, it's not as close as I thought it was.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna send the text.
Okay.
She was really open about.
Alcohol and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
that's
they
nice.
left all the beer for me and whatnot,
Yeah.
which is really nice.
Yeah, that is really nice.
I mean, like I said, I tried to not accept the money, but what can you do? Like, you're house sitting for somebody. I mean,
Yeah. Speaking of house sitting, I have not seen the dog in a good while.
the dog likes to sit on stuff.
Sit on this upright.
Yeah,
sitting?
so he's right there.
Okay. Good dog.
Yeah. So the main reason I'm house sitting is they have a 14-year-old dog that's a therapy dog. What do you call him?
That's correct.
That's right,
Yeah.
therapy dog. Because therapy dog for like seizures and stuff. But now he's retired because he's 14 years old. However, because he was a therapy dog, he has to like sleep with somebody. So like that was the main thing. Was like I can't overfeed him. Walk him when I get up, when I go to bed. I work night shift, so it's just still the same times a day.
That's interesting. I didn't know. You said you had to sleep with him, but I was just curious if that was like owner preference or if that was the actual thing.
Yeah, so like so she was telling me he generally won't actually like sit down or calm down, and definitely won't eat unless you've eaten or you're sitting down next to eat with him.
Oh.
That's why like I enticed him with the eggs because like I'm not about to sit down and eat with him tonight.
Gotcha.
So that's why I cooked him the eggs.
See, I didn't know that.
So the therapy dog thing, he won't sleep well if you're not there with him. He feels like he has to work if you're not asleep.
Oh.
Like he feels like he has to work to get to you.
That's so.
Right? That kind of sucks.
Yeah, I guess I feel bad for the animal, I guess. I understand it's here to do a job, but I feel bad giving the dog anxiety.
Because it doesn't have anyone to sleep with.
Yeah.
But so I'm just gonna let him sleep with me.
Yeah, to be fair, the dog's been very calm since we've been here, and she's been chill. He definitely ate all those eggs instead of its dry food.
Yeah.
Yeah, it went ham. I was like, oh, I hadn't had this in a while.
I mean, so I think I'm just gonna cook it eggs, like, for all the meals that it doesn't eat.
That's fine. And who knows? Maybe we'll get a midnight snack.
Yeah. I mean, I'm hoping so. I mean, the bowl's still full.
Yeah.
Like I said, I just don't want to die with him here.
No, I don't think that's going to happen. Where were you planning on walking to? Marquette across the street?
Yeah, the park over there.
Yeah. Gotcha. I used to have to run the presidential mile over there.
What's the presidential mile?
Oh, you're a homeschool kid.
Oh, don't act like that changes anything.
So, back when I was in elementary school, I don't know if this is still a thing, as evident by my old fart attitude, but we had to do the presidential fitness test.
Okay.
You had to do like so many push-ups, so many sit-ups, so many. I think we had the boot pull-ups. I don't know. It's been a good while. But the main thing was we had to go down there and we had to run. The entire track is 1 mile. There's a short version which is 3/4 mile, and the whole thing is 1 mile together. and you had to run it, and they would time you.
Okay.
And based on that, based on your time, you'd either get the Presidential Fitness Award, or you'd be a fatty no friends. I was a fatty no friend.
Okay, wait. So you didn't finish. You didn't do the time.
No, it wasn't that I didn't finish. It was something, I don't remember what you had to do. It was like you had to finish in less than 7 minutes or something.
Wow, that's kind of intense.
That's what I'm saying. It was pretty steep for like a 5th grader.
Yeah. Or you can look at it as like, well, these little pieces of crap should be able to run this. Like,
I remember one of my favorite people who moved away and came back, and we actually went to the same high school together. But the first year we did the presidential test, his name was Joey Bacon.
Is this a real person?
Yes, it is. This is a real person.
We don't know if you want to be name dropping. I don't know if you want to be name dropping.
Okay, his name was Johnny Cash.
Okay, all right. Well, no, now you're liable about Johnny Cash.
Well, he's dead.
Is he?
His name was June Carter Cash.
All right, June Carter Cash. What did June Carter Cash do?
See, me and June, we were friends in 5th grade. And June liked to antagonize our 5th grade teacher, whose name I don't remember at this point.
Okay, thank God.
And so June would always mess with our older lady. I went to a Catholic school growing up. She was older. She's probably in her late 60s.
Okay.
And he would pretend that he had an imaginary friend. Mind you, we're 10 going on 11.
Okay, so a little inappropriate at this age.
He was not demented. There was nothing wrong with him.
It was just a joke.
He just hated this teacher and wanted to make her life a living hell. So he would pretend that during recess we would go out and he would go off to his imaginary friend to the other side of the baseball field, which is like a good view out of sight.
Okay.
And he would sit there with his imaginary friend and just do whatever he wanted. Which, mind you, this is all a ploy. It's all a joke. And so, June... Poor June.
June, Johnny Cash.
We were out doing the presidential fitness test. This is during the spring of that year. He'd been antagonizing our teacher the entire year. She hated his guts. He hated her. It was a mutual respect.
Okay. Mutual respect, mutual hate.
Mutual disrespect.
Okay. All right.
And our PE teacher, who was super cool, super nice, never had any issues with her, said, all right, we're coming over. So we walked from the gym over to the park across the street. And when she's lined us all up, she said, all right, this is what we're about to do. I'm going to time y'all. Well, June just kind of said, fuck it. In his own 5th grade. It's her 5th grade way.
Okay.
And so...
I'm just imagining a little 5th grader going... Like kicking the dirt though. She's gotta kick the dirt. Fuck it.
Well,
fuck you, Kim. Go home.
Per my recollection, this is now 15 years ago. But per my recollection, June was all the way in the back of our group, and she just said, "No, I ain't doing this." So June proceeded, and we had an hour for gym to take the entire hour and walk around the park, talking to every butterfly she saw. She would stop, she would sit down, and she would talk to the butterflies until she made it all the way around. By the time the hour was nearing, June had only gotten to about the 3/4 of the mile spot, which is like right in front of us.
Okay.
And so my teacher waved June on, said, come on, come on. June was like, no, I'm not going back to that beach, teacher. So he sat down and just refused to move. He just sat there. He said,
like a sit-in.
Yeah, it's like, I'm not going. No.
Hell no, we won't go.
He's like, I will stay here with the hobos tonight. And we're like, June, this is awful valiant of you to like defy us like this. But after about 30 minutes of extra recess time and us sitting out there waiting for gym to end.
Okay, because of June.
June finally waddles her little ass down and it's like, all right, I'm ready to go back in. And then June got sent to the principal's office and got detention immediately.
That's it?
I mean, June comes back.
I feel like you're like leaving out like the best part. Like when the teacher's like, you motherfucker. Like, what did the teacher do?
So the teacher would call us her little mockingbirds. That was her exact terminology.
So legitimately?
Yes, which makes me think of that like creepy horror movie, The Birds. That's what I think of when I think of mockingbirds.
I don't do horror movies.
Okay, it's the story about birds that take over a town and kill everybody.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, I think it's an Edgar Allan Poe story. I don't recall. This is
All
very much hearsay.
So my little mockingbird.
And falsified,
No,
yeah.
what'd you call them? My little mockingbirds?
Yeah, mockingbirds.
Okay.
That's what she would call us. And I remember hating it that day, and I hate it to this very day. And June would start cheeping and chirping in the back of class whenever she would call us that. And she called us the mockingbirds because we were talkative and I guess annoyed her to an extent. This was the last year the teacher was on the school or with the school.
Mm-hmm.
She was retiring, and so I think she just was over it,
Yeah.
as most 60-year-old people are.
I mean, I get it.
Yeah. So June would just antagonize this poor teacher all school year, and I just remember him very much going over there and talking to all the butterflies. And so come back, we're going to fast forward a few years, and now I'm in high school. It's my
All right.
sophomore year of high school.
All right.
June came back from high school sophomore, junior, and senior years. So I saw her again for 3 more years.
Okay.
June,
Where did she go in between?
apparently she was in Colorado.
We don't know though.
This is just things I'm told.
Okay. Okay. I love how like this is like you know this stuff about people because you come from a school of like 100 people.
Yeah.
Well, how big was your graduating class?
Oh my. It was probably less than 50.
Damn.
I don't know. I didn't.
But like that's the size though that this kind of shit happens where it's like oh
yeah.
you know her sister in the 2nd grade like licked someone's toe. Right? Like that's the kind of stuff that
Yeah, I heard what you did at Cordova Middle School.
in that small
Yeah.
of a class, that's what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So, anyways, that reminds me of Handy Andy. That's another story we'll get into.
Probably better than Lima Bean.
Much. But June comes back, and I recognized her. I was like, this person looks familiar.
Yeah, like I know her.
Yeah, like I've seen her. It's probably been 4 or 5 years at this point. I can kind of vaguely remember who you are, but not really.
Okay.
Which is how I treat most of the people I went to high school with at this point. But I come up to her. I said, "Hey, did you go to blank school?" And she said, "Yeah, well, yes, I did." And she's like, "Did you have this teacher?" I said, "Yes, I did." And we were like, and so we proceeded to talk shit about the school for that first year we knew each other. We kind of bonded over that fact.
I mean, as you should.
But June came back in high school, and she just kept it up. She became a major kind of band nerd,
Mm-hmm.
and would just antagonize this poor band teacher. And I was never in band. I played football, I played sports. That's what I did for my electives when I was in school. Because I'm not musically inclined. Nor am I athletically inclined, but I can fake it until I make it to a certain extent. But the saga of June was not that exciting, minus that he became kind of like she became a radical kind of atheist towards the end of it.
And he went to like a heavily Christian school.
Yeah, and it was just kind of awkward, like her and the teacher getting into debates during our like Bible 1 and Bible 2 classes.
Really?
Yeah, and I was just like, is this really
So
necessary?
like the June that stood her ground out on the park, was that the same June that would stand her ground? Like would she do the same thing in the class?
Minus the butterflies, yes.
Minus the butterflies, but
Yeah.
like stand her ground and be like, I don't believe in Jesus.
Yes, and
God isn't real.
Yes, and June would fart profusely, and I remember that about her.
Did you go to an all boys school?
No.
That makes it kind of better.
No.
Like I appreciate that.
No, but this segues poorly into Handy Andy. But this is a very quick story.
All right, tell me about Handy Andy.
Okay,
Is he a school person as well?
No, it's not a he. That's what gets better. It's a she.
Oh, okay.
Handy for all the right reasons.
Okay.
So Handy, I remember it was my freshman year of school, and this girl, her name was, it's like Andrea or something, but they called her Andy. I don't
Okay.
remember her real name.
Okay.
Other than
I'm already in
Andy.
this story.
And a lot of people that came to my school came from a nearby public middle school that you happened to go to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so they were all talking, and they kind of have their cliques already formed out.
I think we can name the schools though, right? Can't
Okay, I don't know. I didn't go there. It was Cordova Middle School.
Okay, yeah. I didn't go there. I don't care.
Yeah. That's why I went to high school, but oh,
you go.
now I'm gonna get kicked out of the alumni association.
That's all right. We were never gonna get in.
Yeah, me and June. But they were talking about this girl named Andy, and they kept calling her Handy.
Handy.
And you know, when we're kind of younger, you're a little more innocent and naive to things.
How old are you? How old are we talking here?
I think,
because at like
I was either
17, you should go Handy Andy. Why is she so handy?
I think I had just turned 14.
Okay.
Like that.
I mean,
week.
I feel like that's kind of more acceptable.
Yeah. And so they kept talking about this girl named Handy Andy. And I was like, who is Handy Andy? And I kept thinking of the cartoon. Because there used to be a cartoon, I don't know if you realize this. It was like claymation kind of, about this little repairman named Andy who go around and repair
Was
your
his
shit.
name Andy?
Yeah, it's Handy Andy.
No, it was not. Like I can see it in my head.
I swear to God, I watched Handy Andy and Nowak.
It had like the dump trucks. It was all claymation.
Yeah.
Dump trucks and like bulldozers, and they all had like eyes.
Yeah, they...
Didn't
Excellent choice of words. Yes, they had eyes.
It was a kid.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, so I meet Handy Andy.
Okay.
And it's just kind of short, kind of, she's not really pudgy, but she's not skinny.
Okay.
She's a busty lass.
A busty lass.
Yeah, there you go, a busty lass.
What a sassy ass.
I don't remember that much about Handy Andy that way.
Okay, all right, busty lass.
But all my friends are like, go up to her and talk to her. I was like, all right, whatever. And I didn't know what Handy Andy meant at the time.
Okay.
And so I'm like, all my friends were like, go talk to her. I'm like, why? What's up with her? She's like, oh, she gives handies in bathrooms. I said, what? Because out of disbelief that this is something like 14-year-olds talk about in like the middle of broad daylight lunch.
Okay.
It's like, that's the handy girl over there.
And she gives 3 hand jobs in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Were they free? Like, how does it go down? How did the transaction happen?
Okay, so
how did Handy Andy get a role?
Handy Andy got her name. This is all conjecture to a point, but
To a point.
What?
To a point? Are you telling me?
Per my recollection.
Are you telling me you didn't go to the bathroom like, hey Andy?
I would never.
Hey Andy, let's see.
I would
how
never admit
handy
a thing
we
on
can get.
film, nor would I admit a thing to you because you would spread it around a later podcast.
Are you serious?
Yes, I'm serious.
You're telling me you didn't do it?
No, I didn't do Handy Andy.
No, I'm not saying you did her. I'm saying, did you get a hand job from Handy Andy?
No, I did not.
I feel like you're lying to me right now.
I did not get a hand
Look
job
at me
from
in the
Handy.
eyes.
No.
I mean, I would have. I'm just saying.
Okay. Handy Andy now has a kid in Alabama with someone who rides dirt bikes professionally for a living. That's how Handy Andy turned out, and I'm glad that that's not mine.
No, so go back. How did the transactions go down in middle school?
Apparently they would have co-ed gyms, which is what we had in middle school.
Yeah.
And what would happen is after gym, they would, pack up, change, go back to class or whatever.
Okay.
Handy Andy and Dude of the Week would stay behind, and she would tug them off in the bathroom, and they would,
Tug them off.
I mean, I don't know. Okay, they would get the second base. I don't even know what that is.
I don't know anymore.
Yeah,
Make the ball man cry.
Yeah. Oh. The one-eye Willie.
The devil's handshake.
Yeah. She would,
So they would wait after gym to get.
they would bust on her tits.
That was the thing.
That was the thing. That's what people in Cordova Middle School apparently did. Mind you, I don't want to ruin this poor girl's life, nor will she ever see this,
Until I become famous.
Yeah, which will be a crying shame. We'll have to private this video. Because we're dropping a lot of names, like June Carter Cash in this.
June Carter Cash! JCC!
But,
that was the whole thing. So what I'm not understanding though is when we had gym, we had the guys' locker room and the girls' locker room. At least in my school, you had the guys' locker room and the girls' locker room, which are on separate sides. That also had a bathroom and showers and shit in both of them, right? So
my understanding is that they would just wait behind until the teacher and all the kids had moved out.
and then just go
Then do
wherever.
their business.
Yeah.
And then go on.
I mean, game respects game.
I later saw Handy Andy when I used to drink a lot about 4 years ago. I don't want to admit that on camera. That was a terrible segue. But
it's just real. It's
I
real.
saw her. I was at university. I like to drink. And
I don't have a problem. Everyone says
I don't
do.
anymore.
Everyone says I do. I don't.
I did have a problem. I don't drink anymore that way.
Are you drinking?
Huh?
Are you drinking?
First of all, don't get me started on this shit. I already know. So I saw Handy Andy. This was after her baby. I guess she had moved back to Memphis or something. The only reason I know she had a baby is because I saw it on Facebook, and I've been on Facebook in years, as you know.
Yeah.
But I saw her in a bar that I used to frequent right next to the university campus. And she...
RP Tracks?
Yeah, thanks for name dropping that.
It's a good bar.
Okay, it is a good bar. And she had ballooned up.
Oh. So doesn't that make you feel a little bit better? Like, not you never slept with her or did anything with her, but when you see someone that used to be like really hot, like when you're younger, and then now is like got ballooned up or got like 3 kids, like got a kid on the hip, you're like, man, that makes me feel kind of good.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not the best part about me that feels that way. It's definitely like this like deep down little secret. However, like remember Crazy Bitch?
Yeah.
Crazy Bitch. That was one of my exes, man. She ballooned up real bad.
Yeah.
And like I saw
She's
her.
Sharon McLaughlin, that bitch.
Yeah, she fucking did. But I saw her and I was like, I feel better about myself. I got you when you were hot.
I remember our friend
It's
Andrew
not the best.
said the same thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
He backed me up on that.
Yeah.
He did back me up on that.
I went to high school with him too.
He's got a kid now.
Really good for him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, well, he was married for a few years.
I remember
before.
him being engaged. I remember him getting married, but I don't think I was around at that point. I think I quit that job.
Yeah, I don't remember where I saw it or whatnot. Maybe I got an invite to the wedding or something.
Yeah.
Something,
Yeah.
those things happen. But he's like married and stuff. So another point I want to come back to about Handy Andy here. Okay.
I don't know why you're so intrigued by Handy Andy, but
No, I just want to ask you, like, how young were you when you started doing all that kind of stuff? Like, I thought I was hot shit. So I'll be real. I didn't have my first kiss until I got my driver's license.
I feel like most people.
Oh no, that's a lie. That's a lie. Like I mean, like on the school bus, like a little peck. You know what I'm saying?
I thought you were about to say like a little lick or something. You're creeping me out for a second.
No. But like like on the school bus in middle school, like she's my girlfriend.
Yeah.
You sit together on the bus.
You
hold
sort of like
hands.
each other.
You hold hands. Kiss on the cheek, kiss on the lips, maybe.
Yeah.
I think it was just cheek. You know what I'm saying? But my first...
I started having fun at 16.
You started what?
Having fun at 16. Having fun with women at 16.
Sex.
Yes.
More... So, this is what I'm like... I'm curious about because me, at 14, 15, like I'd like held hands, kissed, that kind of stuff. At 16, got my driver's license. Literally the next day went on my first date. Or I guess my first date. I don't know if I had any other dates before that. Held hands and kissed, like, boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
And then it wasn't...
See, you graduate when you have car fumes, though, kind of thing.
You think so?
I think so because there's an element of privacy to it that you don't have when you don't have a vehicle. You can do what you want to do.
Or like independence.
Yes. Well, that's what I'm... Yeah.
Okay. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Because, like, before that, like... I mean, I'm not saying that I was ever, like...
Promiscuous?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, maybe like a little bit of a horn dog, but...
Yeah, you were a stud muffin. That was your name tag for years.
Right? But maybe a little bit of that. It's just always curious to me about how and when people get into it, because the only reason I got into it, like, lost my virginity, is like I dated someone that was way older than me, like, way older.
Yeah.
Like, she could have gone to jail. It was like not the smartest move on her part, and it wasn't even the person I had my first kiss with. It was like car date, hold hands, kiss, and then I don't remember what happened on that one. And then all of a sudden I'm dating this other, or seeing, I don't know, this other person who is like 22 and I'm like 16.
You know, it's crazy to me. I think about, because when I used to date older people, and I would date people who were like 10 years older than me.
At what age? You were over 18 at that point, weren't you?
Yes, I was at least 18.
Yeah.
And I look back now as someone in their mid-20s, and I think, wow, I would never put up with a person
that was that much younger than me?
Yeah, and just kind of just blossoming into adulthood.
Yeah.
Because I can't connect with them.
No.
Like, for instance, my future in-laws, they're younger than me. They're teenagers. And when they come over, huh?
Your future in-laws are younger than you?
My future brother-in-law and sister.
Oh, I was thinking your...
No.
What, adult
my
or parent
father-in-law and
mother-in-law,
no.
yeah.
No, they're older than me, for sure. But they're younger than me, and I can't connect with them the way I can connect someone like you. One thing is...
How old are they?
Huh?
How old are they?
I think one is 20 or 21, the other is 17.
Well, that's not that bad. We're 24.
Yeah, I think what I'm trying to relate, though, is like the younger brother is the youngest.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't connect with him on a level just because his culture is so much different than ours.
Mm.
It's like his lingo I can't follow. And part of it's because I'm not in the scene anymore.
You're not exactly hip with the youth.
No,
or
I'm
anything
not.
Like that.
No, I like going to blues bars and drinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get that. I mean, I do. Like, I got the kids that come into the hospital, and it's like...
Yeah.
I don't know what you're... Like, listen to music? Yeah, I listen to... Fuck if I know. K-pop? Like...
I remember, here's a culture difference between me and my bride-to-be. I used to say slaw a lot.
You did used to say slaw a lot.
And
why did you stop?
Huh?
Is this why you
That's why
stopped?
I'm bringing the story in.
Okay,
So I had two really good friends who I went to college with, and we all worked together, and we all kind of had a few words that we said together, like "it's lit" or "slaw." It's kind of just like bad, like skateboarder terms we would say to one another.
Yeah, okay.
With just kind of like...
And that's where it came from?
Absolute lack of nuance, yes. And so I would say these words around a bride-to-be,
Mm-hmm.
and she hated it. Absolutely
I
hated
get why. I didn't like it for years.
She hated it.
No.
I remember she said to me, she said, "If you say that word one more time, I'm breaking up with you." And I looked at her. I looked out the window, we're driving.
Okay.
And I said,
Why you said it?
we didn't break up, but I
that's great.
had to change my vernacular there for a little while.
Well, that's good, though, because if you don't, I mean, you're just stuck being like that dude that lives next door, you know?
Yeah.
Like, are
You had that dude.
I was
who
gonna say,
lived
do you
next
remember Chris and John?
door. I do.
So they live next to us over Midtown. Me and Ben used to have an apartment together. Crazy times happened at our apartment.
Yes.
We drank like
Insurmountable amounts of alcohol.
I drank at least 2 5-gallon buckets of Fireball while we lived in that apartment. 2 5-gallon buckets of just Fireball. That doesn't include any of the mixers, the beers, anything else. Purely just Fireball. My next door neighbors.
They had a Fireball collection.
Well, let me.
They had so many Fireball bottles, they had to empty the collection out to start anew.
Let me tell you how I came home one day. I had been there for like 3 or 4 months at this time.
Is this when Chris is sitting on the porch?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I come home and Chris is sitting on the porch and he's in a robe and he's got this long hair wig on with like a little like rope thing around his forehead with sandals. And he's got a half-gallon of Jameson whiskey. Jameson whiskey was his drink. And I step out and I go, and I just got off from the hospital. I was a paramedic at the time.
Yeah.
I get out and I go, "Hey Chris, how you doing there, buddy?" He goes, "I'm doing all right, you know, just sitting." And he's just sitting on the stoop, drinking straight from the bottle. I'm sitting here worried that he's like suicidal, right? Like if you see someone dressed up like that, drinking that hard, suicide, right? Like that's where my mind goes. So, anyways, I ask him. I say, "Chris, what you up to, man? Why you dressed like this and just sitting out here?" He goes, "Well."
Which is how he used to talk.
Well, my friends, they wouldn't come hang out with me unless I was dressed up as drunk Jesus. So I got the Jesus and I'm working on the drunk. And that's what he was doing. Hey there, puppers.
Yeah, hey, doggo.
Dude, he was, so him and John were crazy, dude. They were like in their 30s and partied hard, man. It was awesome to have that next door because our upstairs neighbor, was never home.
Yeah.
So I didn't have to worry about him making any noise. He only had the cats, and they legit threw parties. Like, if you were doing like any kind of like drugs and stuff, like you went to their apartment because we didn't allow it in our apartment.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it was cool because you kind of had that separation. Like they had like the loud music, and we had like the hangout. So when we threw big parties, it involved both apartments.
It was the entire downstairs.
Is that fair?
Yeah,
to say
because
like
you would open up the double doors, like the doors in between the apartments.
Yeah.
And you would literally just walk from one to the other and do a whole circle. And that's how it went. One had kind of like the drugs and weed, and one had just straight alcohol.
Yeah.
And it was literally like a yin and yang, just keep going around and around.
Yeah. Like we just didn't do that. I mean, I can't do that for work, so.
Yeah, I can't do that anymore either.
The good old days,
Yeah.
back at Chick-fil-A.
Back at Lowe's.
Oh. I always forget you work at Lowe's, man.
Yeah, I worked out in Carnival.
How long ago was that?
I was working there until I was almost 22. So it's going on 3-4 years ago now.
Man, it's good not to have to do that kind of shit.
No, it is great. After I got my office jobs, I kind of stuck with them.
Yeah.
Which I think that helps you tame down a lot too. The higher, kind of more respectful jobs you get. Because it's easy to get kind of fucked up on the weekends with, Shithead Joe that helps you carry in pallets of wood.
Yeah.
Because you don't have anything else to do, and all you can talk about is wood and splinters. But, when you get more respect and you go into higher office jobs, you can't really, risk as much anymore.
Exactly.
You can't risk that $9-hour job you had. You're like, fuck it.
Yeah,
I'll go next door and get the same job.
Yeah. That's a good point. Do you think it settles you out, or you just get around other people?
I think it puts the fear of God in you.
That's a good point, because...
I'll be honest, it did not settle me out at all. What it did was put fear in me.
100%? Like you're scared to get in trouble and lose your position.
To an extent. The position, not so much as the money. I'm scared of being without that sort of income.
Because then you kind of get blackballed in that whole community.
Yeah.
I get that. And so it's kind of same for me, except like the people that I'm around, none of them, I'm not going to say none of them, most of them don't smoke weed or...
Yeah.
Nothing like my neighbors used to do, like no Coke, no...
Yeah, your neighbors
no Adderall, like...
They would do Adderall.
I mean...
While cleaning up the lawn yard.
Yeah, like just weed all the time, they were just crazy as hell.
I remember they could, at one point, barely afford rent because they were spending so much on drugs. And I was like, dear God, y'all are only paying like $300 a month for this apartment.
Yeah. Super cheap.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, per person.
That's nothing, man.
I know. I look back on it now and I'm like, God, why can't I go back to that time where I was just hanging out with
Because Ben had to be a trucker.
Oh, my best friend's a trucker. My life's terrible.
Your life's terrible. That is terrible, man.
Well, I'm proud of him. I really am.
No, he's doing really good.
I just wish he would come back to me.
Yeah, we got out of his shell, which was a good thing.
A shell?
Yeah, you didn't think he had a shell?
Oh, got out of the shell.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree.
Plus,
Got way out of it. Now, I gotta respect a man that legitimately says, I want to do something. And now, he said he's wanted to do a lot of things before, right?
Yes, we're still waiting on that Antarctic kayak trip.
Yes, I am. But he says he's wanted to do a lot of things before, and they haven't happened for one reason or another. But then he says, I want to be a trucker. I'm going to wait till after these holidays, and I'm going to go out there. Well, not good in a money spot, okay?
No, not at all.
He signs up for the trucking job, and they say, you can either drive out there or we can give you a bus ticket. The bus ticket's free, you got to pay for your own gas. And he goes, well, I don't have the money to drive. He got rid of all of his stuff.
He did.
Left his truck here.
He did.
Hopped on the bus, and rode that bus 36 hours out to Colorado.
I remember that day. I remember him texting us while he's in Texas.
You gotta respect a man that does that. You
Yeah.
really, you you can't get around that fact. He goes out there on the bus 36 hours, not knowing what he's going to find when he gets there.
Becomes the patrol leader.
Yeah. He becomes the patrol leader of the house.
Yeah, his house is like Big Brother, except not filmed.
It's like all these like yahoos from around the country there to get their CDL.
But it wasn't like 20-year-olds. Like
No. He was the youngest one there.
Yeah, he was
the youngest one.
We're talking like grown-ass middle-aged men.
And Ben, our best friend, goes in and just takes over. He has them cooking together, has them cleaning together, has them
they're shopping
together.
With like a budget at Walmart, and I'm like, dear God.
Like, why couldn't you done this in Memphis, man? Like, if you can take over a house of dudes in one swoop, like grown men, like.
To be fair, there was only one pair of car keys. And Ben took them, so it was kind of a.
What's the opposite of democracy?
No, it was very much a dictator.
Yeah. So.
And Ben had the car keys, so he was de facto leader.
So the first time he gets there, he goes in and they say, "Who has any experience driving like big 15-passenger vans or big stuff like that?" He goes, "I used to drive a dump truck for a tree company." They go, "Here's the keys. You're the only person that's allowed to drive the van that gets everyone to and from school and to and from the grocery store. If anyone else drives it, you're kicked out. And they are too." And he goes, "All right." So that basically him the leader. Right there. Done.
Impeccable.
But he took over. He could have done that here.
Yeah, but I didn't picture him on doing like a Roman siege in Colorado to overthrow.
No one pictured that.
I know.
Like, I pictured him being like the second command.
See, I wasn't even picturing that.
Really?
I wouldn't say he's going to be a lackey by any means.
Yeah.
But I thought it was kind of like a free-for-all situation. That was my interpretation.
Oh, it was like what it is out there at the trucking school?
Yeah.
I kind of get that.
That was so when he became, leader of the free world, it was very unexpected.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you look at what they did in previous, like, classes of people, I'm sure it was a free-for-all.
Yeah.
100% sure it was a free-for-all. And then he just came in and just said, "Mine." I love that he got them to cook meals together and budget together. Grown men budgeting together. It makes me so freaking happy.
To be fair, their stipend was shit.
Alright. Did you feel good?
Yes, it was wonderful. It's very...
Alright. Which tequila do you want? Well, the other one's triple sec, so...
That's liqueur.
What is this right here in front?
This is tequila, but the other one's liqueur.
Okay. Yeah, let's do the tequila.
Okay.
Alright. What? When was the last time you had a tequila shot?
Well, it's been a hot minute. Let's do this and go chase the dragon, man.
Well, these are also bigger than regular shot glasses.
Please don't fill that up. Give me like a half one, man.
Alright. I mean, I feel like that's fair.
What's the matter, doggo? Are you still not allowed to pet this dog?
No, you can pet the dog.
Okay, that used to be a thing, I remember. Just don't pet the dog or distract it.
I think that's only when they're on duty.
Okay. See, that's what I feel.
So, like, if you're at home with the dog, it's okay. Because if you're friends of the family.
Okay.
I don't want little pansy shots either. Like, I don't want to, like, kill us, but... Are you staying here tonight?
No. After this beer, I'm calling it quits and chilling for a minute.
Okay. That is respectable.
The dog does want to go out. Stand by the back door now.
Alright, you want to take a shot and we'll go take this dog out?
Yeah, that sounds good. I feel bad for the dog. Dog's 14.
Why? It's lived a good life.
It's still alive, Logan. It's living the good life.
So what's 7 times 14? That's a long time.
That's
a long ass time. Alright.
91.
Salute.
Salute.
Oh.
That's all
That's actually pretty smooth.
Yeah, it's only took half of mine. I let mine sip from that.
Ooh, buddy.
You know who goes really hard
Who?
lately? My future father-in-law. Him and his wife will drink like pints of Jack Daniels at a time.
In a good way or bad way?
Like pretty regularly these days.
Like I'm on vacation?
Like I'm
Kinda
on
way?
vacation and I need to be up at 5 a.m.
Huh. It was weird.
He just reminds me of me back in the day. I'm like, it's not good.
I've seen this before.
I've lived this reality.
Well, you know, it is what it is, though.
I mean, they're not a problem by any means, but it's just like, wow, that's a lot of alcohol.
Yeah. Who was I? I was around someone that did the same thing, but it's like on a regular basis. It's like they drink and drink and drink and drink all the time. Like, I mean, what do you think alcoholism is? Is it at that point where, you know, you get off work and it's like, time for a beer? Or is it where you wake up and you're like, time for a beer? Where's the line? Is it when you just want to like have a nice beer with dinner?
I think for me, it crosses the line because there's been drinking and there's alcoholism.
Which are two totally different things.
I think it's one thing if you go out on Saturday nights to get fucked up because you've had a long work week at Lowe's and you're tired of splinters in your hand.
Now, is that a acceptable practice?
I'm saying that I feel is kind of a norm in Middle America.
Okay. Whether it's good or bad, it's a norm.
Yeah. I think the issue is when you're having 4+ drinks like a day. And I'm saying like, because if you have 4, you're having more than 4. You don't typically stop at 4.
If you say I'm having 4.
Yeah.
I'm having like 4 or 5 a day.
Yeah.
That means you're having like 8 to 12.
Yeah, because that's what I used to do. When I used to drink a lot, it'd be like 8, 9, 10.
But you would say
4 or 5.
Okay.
And mind you, those like 8, 9, 10 would probably be doubles at that point.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
So I think it's just a mature balance that you don't learn early on. Because you're not born drinking alcohol.
No.
You get it when you're 21 and you go batshit crazy.
Yeah. I mean, did you wait till you were 21?
Okay, you get it when you're like 17.
And you go batshit crazy. When you got someone that'll actually like hook you up with it and stuff.
Or, you know, you work in the middle of a bumfuck nowhere mountain town.
I feel like you're talking about our summer camp experience.
I don't know what you're talking about. The Boy Scouts is a wonderful institution.
God bless the Boy Scouts, man. I would not be a backpacker if it wasn't for the Boy Scouts.
That's true. I would not have many skills and kind of knowledge that I find useful today if I was not in the Boy Scouts.
But then again, there is that whole like...
We were the Boy Scouts.
We were the Boy Scouts. And now there's all that like rapey thing.
Yeah. Some bad juju, man.
I tell you what, man. I mean, it's just... the scary thing is that it happens and it happens all the time. We don't know when it does.
Yeah, and it's really a travesty because you don't want to invite this sort of thing into your community.
No.
And I don't know why it's so much as like guys preying on boys.
I don't get it.
I don't get it either.
It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't seem in my nature at all for me to be like, oh, that young boy's pretty cute.
Right?
Yeah. Like,
and then why would you go to... I mean, I get like Boy Scouts. You have a group of young boys that's like easy targets almost, right?
Yeah.
You don't have to go search for them in a minivan. They're there.
Yeah.
Right? So, but we do all the screening and stuff pre, and we only found out that they weren't 100% post. I'm a smart person. You're a smart person. We've known people that have been shady characters.
Oh, yeah. We've known people who've been accused during.
Yes. Well, during? Who was it? Mouth it. Who?
Big black guy,
Oh.
2012. Yeah.
Okay. So, all right. So that's interesting because we knew him. We didn't work with him, though.
I didn't work with him directly, but I in a sense, I lived with him because he lived literally in the cabin next door to me, and I spent time with him in the staff center together on the nightly.
But we did not clock in, clock out work with him. We did not.
Not in that sense.
We did not see him in practice. We did not see him dealing with the scouts.
No, I saw him from about 200 yards off every day. That's about my closest proximity I got to him.
You can't hear or even really see anything at that distance.
I saw his big titties.
That's a long shot with a deer rifle.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, we weren't close enough to know.
It's a southern saying, if I ever heard one. A long shot with a deer rifle, son.
I mean, like, you wouldn't know if anything was happening, even if it was like, if they were just like Handy Andy.
No.
They're right there on the dock.
You want to know Handy Andy from Other Busty Last, unless you were told that.
You're right. So I guess my question is how do you qualify these people on the front end instead of like finding out they have ulterior motives on the back end? Can you?
I don't think you can.
See, that's the thing. I don't think you can either. And it makes me sit here and just like question everyone and watch everyone that's around youth or pediatrics. Because you don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what you do at home. Well, I mean, I know what you do at home because, like, we're really close.
I have a Roomba and a cat. That's what I do at home. That's about it. I have a very boring life these days.
He's not joking.
Yeah, I know. It's nothing exciting.
Wait, wait. What was that new show you just showed me?
Oh, What We Do in the Shadows.
What We Do in the Shadows. That's best thing since The Office.
Yeah, that's a plug for FX if you ever heard one.
Hey, I'll be real. It's really good. It's so good. It's the best thing since The Office. This is what you do in your free time.
Yes, this is what I do. I watch FX shows on Hulu.
But anyway, that's the thing. Like, I'm very close to you.
Yeah.
And even then, though, you could still have some sort of like, you could be Ted Bundy, right?
I do own a deep freeze.
I mean, but in all joking aside, you know what I'm saying? Like, there could be some sort of deep, dark secret that I just don't know about.
Yeah.
I don't know what it could be. I don't think it's anything bad, or else I wouldn't be friends with you. I don't pick up anything bad. But do you think the people that were close to the guy at camp actually had any of those weird feelings? Because the director at the time, you remember him? Can we call his nickname? Can we say his nickname?
Say his nickname, because I don't remember who it was.
Spanky. He was the director of him.
Oh, okay, you're talking about the area director.
Yes.
Okay, I was thinking the camp director.
So the area director, who actually did work with him and was in the area at all times, didn't suspect anything either. And that scared the shit out of him and scared the shit out of me. Because I was I guess vice director that year. The next year I was director.
Correct.
I was the assistant that year. I was the director the next year. And that scared me because he wasn't dumb. I mean, he was also, we think kind of...
He was a little fruity.
Yeah.
He was peachy.
No, not fruity, but not above board either.
I don't know a word.
You know what I'm saying? Because he, in his personal life, had some other issues going on outside of scouting.
He did. He definitely did. I don't remember what they were specifically, but I know he did talk about them like at volume, at length. Oh.
Like those kind of issues.
Oh, that's a big no-no.
That is a big no-no. He didn't even think anything was going on with the first perpetrator.
No.
Which scared me. Because how can you verify these people?
You can't. I mean, you sit in the office for all day waiting on to get interviewed by 3 people who are barely older than you, mind you.
Yeah. I mean, did you ever do the interviews?
It was more like...
If you want to call interviews, were you ever a participation in those interviews?
The first, I did have an actual kind of interview. I wouldn't call it. I mean, now that I've been to many job interviews.
Not you interviewed, but interviewing the new.
No, I've never interviewed anyone else.
So I did.
Yeah,
and it was just as bullshit on that side as it was the other side.
I was interviewed by old Spankles.
No, you weren't.
Yeah, I was.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Ugh. That just leaves a bad taste in my mouth. Not the first time I've said that.
But no, that whole process was sort of... I think we were very lenient back then because this wasn't as much as a prevalent problem, Or it was a prevalent problem, but it wasn't so much light shine on it.
Yeah.
Because you had YPT, which is youth protection, or youth protection training.
Yeah.
But
Which it gives you all of the resources you need as a law-abiding citizen to not get in trouble.
Yes, it's for self-defense.
It really is. That's really what it is.
Yeah.
It doesn't. I don't think it actually protects the youth.
I didn't go through it as a youth. So
YPT as a youth?
Yeah.
You don't go through it as a youth. It's
that's
only
what
for
I'm
the
saying.
adults.
It seems.
Oh, you think there should be a training for the youth?
Yeah, but because how can you recognize behavior if you don't know?
If you don't know what it is, you're right. That's a good fucking point.
It just seems kind of like you're leaving children in the dark. No, let me say, I don't want to expose 11-year-olds to this, but by the time you're 13, you can have some common sense.
But even though as the youth protection training as it is, it's not explicit. It says there should be 2 adults in a room if there's going to be a adult.
Yeah.
It says massaging someone's shoulders is what do they call that?
It's grooming.
It's grooming. It says what are some other little?
Well,
things it says?
it's touching in general.
Touching in general
is grooming.
But that's like the example they use.
Yeah, which is weird because the example is like the boy is fishing at a dock, and this man comes behind him and starts like massaging his shoulders.
Yeah.
It is very creepy of a scene. I would hate to be the one who had to film it.
Yeah.
But
nothing's X-rated. Nothing's R-rated.
No, by no means. It's very PG.
So I feel like that's a great idea. Actually, is doing a training for the youth at every single rank advancement or year, depending on
I think once a year would be appropriate.
Once a year for the whole group.
Yeah.
So once a year, this is our yearly, just like adults, because we had to do it yearly. YPT training.
We did have to do it.
We had to do it every year. So you do it,
and you had to prove it. They wouldn't take your word for it all.
Yeah.
You had to bring that fucking certificate, so you did it.
So the youth have to do it every year. It's like basically like a public service announcement, like, hey, watch out for this, 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 and this. If any of these things happen, you let 2 leaders know. You don't have to let one because they may, I guess, hide it, which is illegal. It's legitimately illegal.
I remember this kind of pertained to my area. I don't know so much as yours, but remember we used to do those mountain hikes when we go up on Macera on Thursdays.
Yeah.
And it'd be a real issue if I had a staffer who couldn't do it with me. And one of my main responsibilities, because I took care of the younger kids, was I would take them up on the mountain and we would have a cookout and we would camp there overnight and come back down in the morning. Well, to do it, it's kind of like a 1.5 mile trek up a mountain.
Mm-hmm.
It's not very long, it's just kind of steep. And if I couldn't get someone else to come with me, it wasn't going to get done. Because I was not allowed to be with those kids alone. Because I was considered the adult in that situation.
So you had to have someone else.
I had to have someone else. And even when I went to like troop campsites and ate with them or did something with them, I either had to have their staffer with me, who was considered an adult. They may or may not have been over the age of 18.
But it's a staffer.
Yeah.
Open air environment with other adults there.
Yes, a lot of other adults there. Or can do anything. I mean, even to walk down to the dock with like my class, I had to someone eyes on me while I was doing it.
That's interesting because we never left our area.
Yeah, see, we were one of the few areas that were allowed to roam camp.
That's interesting.
See, I used to take kids over to the council ring, which is about a 1/2 mile trek from where my classroom area was.
Yeah.
And we used to go there for my wilderness survival class because we had to purify water.
Okay.
And there was a running creek right there, so it was a good spot to do it.
Okay.
But I had to have someone who had a free block to do it with me, otherwise it couldn't get done.
Interesting.
And that was one of the requirements for the merit badge.
Huh.
You had to put iodine in water, and you had to do another method. I think we had a pump at that point, which I preferred the iodine, but
the pumps are awful.
Yeah.
Have you used the Sawyer Squeeze yet?
I'm not.
Don't use the Sawyer Squeeze. That's just the one that everyone knows. Katahdin, Katie did, has a squeeze version of their own that has a 3-liter bag that can put out a lot of clean water.
Yeah.
Quickly, it's amazing. But so it's interesting that you left your area like that, because when we left our areas, we had 2 deep leadership, but we had it more extensively because it was all about the safety.
So you had swim tags and all sorts of that stuff.
Yeah, so like the boating stuff, it was 1 adult per 8 children.
Yeah.
So like when we did those big float trips, there'd be like 3 or 4 adults just for the safety that were certified with the safety afloat.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Safety afloat. You had to have all those adults there that had their certs just so you could go down the river, not even thinking about YPT.
I remember, I don't remember if this is still a thing, but it may or may not be. When I taught Trailblazers, we had pretty large classes.
Huge.
It was not a small feat.
Your Trailblazers were as big as the swimming classes.
Yeah, so
you're talking like 50-ish?
Well, that'd be Osage. By myself,
On the big weeks.
I would have
So Cherokee.
around 30.
Yeah. Okay.
Which is still not a small number.
Almost on par.
Yeah.
With the swimming, like.
Which is equivalent to like a classroom full of like 5th graders.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I would have to have help because there'd be unruly. You would have to have activities where you had to do stuff. It was a lot of hands-on activities because Trailblazers, the main point was go from scout to first class. That's what we tried to do in a week. Hey, doggo.
He was looking at me. Or peeing on me. He wasn't.
But it would require a lot of help is like anyone who had a free block during that time, which Damien, I don't remember if you remember Damien or not.
No.
He was a good buddy in our group. He would come down and the kids would go nuts over him because it was so much fun. He was also a first-year staffer, so he's not jaded yet.
So he had like all that energy and all that.
After 3 years of Trailblazers, I was highly jaded.
Yeah.
And for some reason, I was the only...
Imagine the 60-year-old teacher.
What do you... Oh, my God.
Yeah!
June Carter had it coming.
I tell you what.
She was like, I waited 30 years for your bitch ass.
Yeah, I've been training. You know what I'm saying? Anyways.
But it was for real. Youth protection was a real, like, constant mindful thing you had to think about. We used to talk about it a lot in our morning meetings.
Really?
With EC. Speaking of EC, I think I saw her doppelganger homeless on the side of the road driving over here.
I'd pick up that doppelganger. I tell you what. If she looked like anything like that, buddy.
Well, she's on the corner of the interstate and Perkins right now.
I'd give her a ride. I tell you that. I something about redheads. I tell you what.
Yeah, go. She was young. Go for it.
But you said doppelganger.
Well, I mean, we're relatively young. I don't know how old EC is these days.
She's a little bit older. She was like 5 or 6 years older than us.
Okay, so she's about to turn 30 or 30.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's 4 or 5 years older. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Whoo, buddy. That midriff, I tell you what.
Should we talk about Benjamin's experience with EC?
I don't know Benjamin's experience with EC. I'd prefer him to talk about his experience.
Okay. We'll say that for another podcast.
Let's say like there's no reason.
When we get all 3 of us together.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
There's no reason to talk about that without him here.
Go.
All right, are you ready to call it quits?
Yeah, let's go walk this dog. Doggy's ready.
Yeah, the dog is ready.
Loganites, the t-shirts are coming soon. We have.
No, they're not. No, they're not.
Yeah. They're neon camo with a rocket.
They're not. Eventually, there will be t-shirts once we get a fan base, or I get a fan base.
Yeah.
Depends on how often you come back.
I have more subscribers for you.
Either way, thank y'all for watching. Anything else you want to say?
Not this time.
Keep your corn on the cob.
Keep your corn. Where are you getting these catchphrases?
That's gonna be on a t-shirt too.
Dear God.
Oh God, I'm gonna die. Oh God, I got the Rona.